Hello, brothers and sisters, and welcome to The Last Ego on Earth. My name is James Scott Shoemaker, and tonight we're heading on into our Blue Book once again from the Foundation for Inner Peace. We are on Lesson 43 from the Workbook for Students, page 67. God is my source. I cannot see apart from Him. I just before we get started here, I just wanted to say it's been a little while since I did the lessons. At first, I was pretty much every day working on the lessons, but Spirit's got me working on other things right now. I'm writing a book. I've got some other videos, podcasts, things like that I'm working on. Thank you for being patient with my lessons, but I do, when I get inspired to do these, I do want them to be coming from the right place and not from the ego, so I can be the most clear channel that I can be. But I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you. I just love all the messages and the comments that you guys have been giving me. It really just keeps me going every day, that connection with my mighty companions out there. So, all right, guys, we're going to get started. I do want to remind you that I'm your buddy, I'm your brother. I'm just here to be your friend, and we're walking home together when we get this together. So while I'm reading here, I might stop throughout it and give you my interpretation if I'm so guided. So here we go, guys. This is kind of a long one. I don't know how much I'll be stopping through it, but I might. So here we go. God is my source. I cannot see apart from Him. Perception is not an attribute of God. His is the realm of knowledge. Yet He has created the Holy Spirit as the mediator between perception and knowledge. Without this link with God, perception would have replaced knowledge forever in your mind. With this link with God, perception will become so changed and purified that it will lead to knowledge. That is its function as the Holy Spirit sees it. Therefore, that is its function in truth. In God, you cannot see. Perception has no function in God and does not exist. Yet in salvation, which is the undoing of what never was, perception has a mighty purpose. Made by the Son of God for an unholy purpose, it must become the means for the restoration of His holiness to His awareness. Perception has no meaning, yet does the Holy Spirit give it a meaning very close to God's. Healed perception becomes the means by which the Son of God forgives His brother and thus forgives Himself. You cannot see apart from God because you cannot be apart from God. Whatever you do in Him, because whatever you think with His mind. If vision is real, and it is real to extend to which it shares with the Holy Spirit's purpose, then you cannot see apart from God. 3 5-minute practice periods are required today, one early and one as late as possible in the day. The third may be undertaken at the most convenient and suitable time that circumstances and readiness permit. At the beginning of these practice periods, repeat the idea for today to yourself with eyes open. Then glance around you for a short time, applying the idea specifically to what you see. 4 or 5 subjects for this phase of the practice periods are sufficient. You might say, for example, God is my source. I cannot see this desk apart from Him. God is my source. I cannot see that picture apart from Him. Although this part of the exercise period should be relatively short, be sure that you select the subject for this phase of practice indiscriminately, without self-direction, inclusion, or exclusion. For the second part and longer phase, close your eyes, repeat today's idea, and then let whatever relevant thoughts occur to you add to the idea in your own personal way. Thoughts such as, I see the eyes of forgiveness. I see the world as blessed. The world can show me myself. I see my own thoughts, which are like God's. Any thought related more or less directly to today's idea is suitable. The thoughts need not bear any obvious relationship to the idea, but they should not be in opposition to it. If you find your mind wandering, if you begin to be aware of thoughts which are clearly out of accord with today's idea, or you seem to be unable to think of any, Open your eyes and repeat the first phase of the exercise period, and then attempt the second phase again. Do not allow any protracted period to occur in which you become preoccupied with irrelevant thoughts. Return to the first phase of the exercises as often as necessary to prevent this. In applying today's idea in the shorter practice periods, the form may vary according to the circumstances and situations in which you find yourself during the day. When you are with someone else, for example, try to remember to tell him silently, "God is my source. I cannot see apart from him." This form is equally applicable to the strangers as it is to those you think are closer to you. In fact, try not to make distinction of this kind of at all. Today's idea should also be applied throughout the day to various situation events that may occur, particularly to those who seem to distress you in any way. For this purpose, apply the idea in this form. God is my source. I cannot see this apart from him. If no particular subjects present itself to your awareness at the time, merely repeat the idea to its original form. Try today not to allow any longer periods of time to slip without remembering today's idea, and thus remembering your function. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I guess I didn't have much inspired. It's pretty much self-explanatory. God is my source, and I cannot see apart from him. Once again, this is really just trying to get us to connect to Holy Spirit, to use Holy Spirit, which is our true self, the one of love and not separation. We're returning back to heaven when we ask Holy Spirit to be in charge of everything we do. Every thought, every mind situation, every projection that is outside of ourselves, ask Holy Spirit what to do. And we won't see apart from God anymore. We are in the joining at that time, and we are becoming a part of the atonement. The atonement is what was set in place to rectify our situation, to heal the separated dream that we seem to be in right now. So God is my source, and I cannot see apart from him. Just remember this throughout the day, and it will take us home. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I know that I did. I will see you guys on lesson 44. God is in the light. God is the light in which I see. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace be with you. I love you, and I will see you guys on the other side. All right, guys, take care.
Prepare yourself from the birth to the dirt. Prepare yourself for all it's worth. Prepare yourself from the birth to the dirt. Prepare yourself, the last ego on earth. Prepare yourself from the dirt to the birth. Prepare yourself from the birth to the dirt. The last ego on